to my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and I finished another little one of the Homfun mini images. So this is 15 by 20. I will be doing a review on all of them together, but plenty of diamonds, but it's time to dekit. Now this one will be a little bit more awkward than my last one, but that is because I labelled these up keeping the letters in order, so it went through the alphabet before going on to numbers, so it was easier when working on the diamond painting. But of course when dekitting, the DMC numbers are no longer in order, so it's going to be fun. So as always with a square diamond painting, I'm going to start to see if any will fit in my Heaven and Earth designs. So in this case I have 151 to 601. So I'm going to look for any of those numbers first. So 100 to 601. So I've got some there, some there. That's not quite there. And that one's got one there. Okay, so move those out the way. Process of elimination with numbers, and then I'm just going to go in order. So 453 I don't have in here, and then 413 I don't, 318 I don't, 310 I definitely do, and 310 is full, so I need to put that in my spares bag. And then 554 I don't have. So that is the first tub of my Heaven and Earth designs, and I actually don't need any of those numbers up to 600. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to my spares, rather than having to figure out those numbers again and doing it in two halves. I'm going to do it in Heaven and Earth designs one case. Anything that doesn't go in it, get it in my spares, then go to my next case. I think that will be the easiest way to work it. And in effect, this matches up with my Heaven and Earth design. So this is my 100s to 600s. So I'll be able to get all of those in there. And then I'm just rummaging under my desk to grab hold of my spare 310s. So these are my spare 310s in squares. They are used in my Heaven and Earth designs, but they are currently, until I can find a nice pretty jar, they are all thrown into a big bag because I have a gazillion of them. And yeah, it's just too many for normal little baggies. So get all the air out and get that closed up. So that's my 310s bagged up. That's easy enough for any kit. So now I can just work on the rest. So this one was 453. So it's a little bit out of order in the sense that I'm not doing it in a straight 100 through all the numbers. Okay, so 453 is having a little bit of trouble with static. Probably does not help how warm and humid it is today here either, but I'm going to use a tray, get them all out of the tub and then tip them into the bag. I think that'll be easier. Now the shading is different, but I'm not bothered. I no longer bother with shading. If it says it's that number, that's the number it goes in. Okay, so there was none up to 600 on there, so here we go, 413. So 413 in square, of which this is a pretty full bag, but I don't have too many spares. It's not worth me creating another bag for it. And again, I think it's only since I've kitted it up that this has gone quite bad, so I think it's just a little bit too muggy at the moment. So that's 413. Take the label off for that one so that I know what I've done and what I've not. And then 318. which is here. I've actually got 2 bags on the go for this one because one of them is too full. So we'll put them in the smaller bag. And again, I think I'm just going to fight with it with all of these. So I think I'll just put them into the tray and then tip them into the bag. And then they can do their own little thing in the bag. They're not that bad because they're not jumping all over the tray and not going into the bag, but they are just being a little bit of a static issue. Okay, so that's that one. And then the last one on here was 554, which I have here in square. Is this one going to give me an issue? A little bit. So there's only a few that are sticking, not too many. I suppose it just makes for a longer dekitting video. Okay, so that's 554. And I always flatten the bag down on the table before squeezing the air out. Just helps it to stay more stood up than them all going down into a big ball at the bottom. Okay, so that spares box is done, and the first Heaven and Earth design box has been done. So what's the next one? So on this one we've now got 603 to 905. That's my next Heaven and Earth Designs number. So, oh, let me get rid of that label. And I've got a couple left in there. Oh, right, I'm not arguing with them, they're going. Okay, so we need 819. Don't need that one. Didn't take the label off that one either, so I'm reading everything twice. So we need the 700 on that one. We need that one. Don't need that one, and we need that one. Okay, so 819, that one's here, and again static. Okay, so they're not too bad at sticking to the tray. They're just really sticking in the pots. Ooh, how did I manage to get them caught round there? I got them all caught round the actual bottle. This is turning into a mess. Fill in the lid. Get in. There we go. Okay, so that's now got 915, which is not this tub. So on here we've got 823 and 825. So 823 is in my Heaven and Earth Designs. It's very full, but this tub only has about 10 diamonds in it, so we can fit those in. There was plenty for everything that I needed for this picture, but some of them I needed less than others. 825 is not in my Heaven and Earth Designs, so we'll keep that for popping away. Okay, let's just go across. So 743, nope. All the 6s, yes. And this one's quite full, so I am going to tip this into the tray first, but that's just so I've got a little bit more control. Hopefully it'll all fit, because I'd rather squeeze it in here than get my spares out. So that's fitting there, and then 893. That's also one I use. So 893, and because this one's on the end, you can tip it into a corner, so it's a little bit easier. Okay, so we'll keep that one out because we need to put the 700 one away. And then here, 741. That one is in my Heaven and Earth Designs. So we'll put that one in, and then they're the 3000s. So that's the next tub of my Heaven and Earth Designs done. so now on to spares. My next spares is the 700 to the 900s. So we will need this for the next batch as well. But on here, so 743 is the first one. And I do have a bag for squares. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Okay, where's my pen again? So I've just managed to drop these all, in fact it might be easier doing it this way, onto my table because I'm a muppet. So I'm just going to use my pick up pen because I think it will be a little bit easier to pick them all up. I think it will be a bit quicker than me trying to do it with my fingers because there's loads. Okay, if anything could go wrong on this de-kitting, it has done. The only thing I've not done, and I think that's because I physically can't while I'm on camera, is drop them all onto a carpet. And the reason I can't is I have wooden floor in here. So I think that's the only reason that's not happened. But we all do it. I just try and do it when I'm off camera rather than on. Then again, I try not to do it at all. But we're going to stick with it. Keep going until it doesn't seem to be picking up any more diamonds because there's no more room. And then I'll kick them all off. So you can just do it by wetting your finger, but this works just as well. And it saves me getting them stuck to my fingers and staying stuck. I have pretty much tipped the whole tub out, haven't I? Pretty well in making a mess. Okay, I no longer like the colour 743. I'm blaming the colour. Might need to stick a piece of glue on the end of that just to make sure it stays in, because every now and then I'm a bit too heavy-handed and I'm pulling it out. Let's say this pen was under £1. So having to stick a bit of glue on there is not a biggie. Okay, get in the bag. I don't like 743 anymore. Get the rest out of the tub. Okay, and this is where we breathe and hope that the next one is going to be better. So I don't need any more of the numbers on there. I will sort out taking the labels off properly afterwards, but it's not exactly an exciting process. Okay, 825, 824, 825. Ah, now I only have 825 in rounds, so I need a new bag for this one. And my labels, which are dwindling, but my other labels that I ordered are in the country. So 825-S. I did decide to order some from AliExpress because Hobbycraft wasn't open for my usual. It has now opened, but the ones from AliExpress are now finally about to turn up. So I'll give those a go. Plus they're available for more people as well in other countries, so it's not a bad thing. Okay, so 825 in square I now have. Take the label off that one, and I've just realised that I didn't take the label off 741 because I thought I'd missed it. Okay, so we'll keep this box handy, but I am just going to move it to the side because we haven't completed that box yet, but I need to check my Heaven and Earth designs, and this one is 906 all the way up to 3712. That's what's stored in here. So I'm going to do these in little sections. So I'm going to check the 900s first, and then I'm going to think about what 3000s I'm checking, because I have to think a little bit more with those. So 915 we have, and they're jumping about again. See, I go to use my finger automatically, but they're not very sticky today. Okay, then we've got 992. No, we don't have, a 959, which we do have. Now it's looking pretty full, this one, so I'm going to put this one into a tray so that I have a little bit more control. Okay, am I going to get them all in? Okay, I think that's getting a little bit too dodgy. I don't think I'm going to fit them all in, so let me get my Heaven and Earth Designs spare box. So I now have a big box just for Heaven and Earth Design spares, and this was number 959. Do I have a bag for that already? I do. Oh, that's good. So I've got 959's spares already, so I'll pop those in there, because sometimes I use up a few by the time I go to de-kit another kit, so I get to squeeze them in, and sometimes I don't. Okay, so that's those in there. 992 we said we didn't have. Okay, what did this go up to? 3712, so they're 3/8. That's a 30, 3/8. Okay, 3/8, so it's not too bad. So 3072, that is another one that is a Heaven and Earth Designs, but it's another one that is jam-packed. So I'm going to go back into my Heaven and Earth Designs spares, and 3072. So we'll tip those in. Got a little bit of static, but not too much. They're a bit of a whack on the box. Won't fix. Okay. So this is where de-kitting my squares can get a bit bitty, but we're doing all right. Okay, so they need cleaning off, so I'm going to move those to the side to clean off later. Okay, so we just need to deal with 992, but we're done with this tray, so I can put that one away. Just pull my battery out the charger before it ends up charging too much. And then I'm going to pull over my tub that is 700s to 900s, and we'll get 992 put away. 992, and we already have a bag. So I'm going to tip those in. Come on. They like to tuck in the corners, and then flatten it down before taking out the air so it doesn't take as much space. Okay, so that box is now done. I've got boxes everywhere. Okay. So take off those labels not to confuse, and these are all 3/8, so we are getting a little bit easier now. So last box for my Heaven and Earth Designs. So 3850, yes, we have that. Okay, we're going to deal with static again. So there's just a little bit of it, and it seems to be more on these containers than on the rest. But I'm sure once this weather sorts itself out, it will lose it a bit. These are a little bit worse than the rest though. Anyway, so that's 350, that pot's moved, that's empty. So we've got 3854, that's another one. I'm going to tip them into the tray again though, because of the static, before I tip them into the pot. I know it's plastic and plastic and plastic, but it still seems to work better. 3865, that is another one. Now I may end up filling this pot too much. Yeah, I think there's too many for that pot to be comfortable. So I know I do have spares in here of this one, because of course it is a colour that is used a lot in a lot of paintings. And there we go, I've spilt them again. Tempted to just not post this video. Okay, so let's see if we can get to the end of this. It's gone clammy and warm again today when I'm doing this, so it's not exactly the best fun. Okay, 3810, no. 3835, no. 3842, yes. These should fit in. Have we got static on these? Yeah, we have. So let's get those out. It's quite full, this one, but not too bad. And I couldn't say for definite that this was a colour that I definitely had a bag already made for. And then 3847. Not even going to check how static, I'm just going to tip them straight into the tray and do it that way. And then tip them in. And then I always like to give the Heaven and Earth design ones a little bit of a shake, just in case I have got different shadings. It means they're spread out across the painting. Okay, so Heaven and Earth designs done, and we've just got two more colours. And look, I've got a rogue one. I'm not dealing with a rogue one, it's going. So we've just got the 3000s to put away now. So we've got 3810. Where do my 38s start? Up here. So 3810. And on this one I've got an S on the bag for square. So much easier than looking is to just read what the bag says. Haven't labelled one up wrong yet, not that I've found, but if I'm gonna, today will be the day. Okay, and then 3835, which I've got here. I have got loads of room in these. I've just had a revamp, so they've got loads of room to move about and get all the diamonds in. But we've got 3835. And we'll pop that one in there. So there we go. That was the most awkward de-kitting I think I've ever done. But hey, you guys can see that it's not always an easy process. That one was a little bit bitty because of the way that I kit up the paintings. So I chose to kit these ones up so that it was in letter order rather than in canvas and number order. So instead of putting them into the pots in the DMC order, I put all these letters and numbers in order. So it was nicer to work on the painting, but a little bit more awkward when de-kitting. However, the painting took longer than this de-kitting did, so it all works out in the end. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.